Now the Manchester United season is officially over. Fans celebrated hard, including myself, nursing a hangover after the unthinkable FA Cup victory. It feels that this changed everything about United's season. Ten Hag promised to take the trophy home, and boy did he deliver. But what about Ineos? What about the claims of his job not being safe? Has he been lied to, or is the media lying to our faces? Is Ten Hag telling the truth that he will be here for the next season? Well, in this video, we're going to break it down in the situation, and hopefully all logic and reasoning we can conclude the closest to the actual truth. So buckle up. Welcome to Mufc Realist TV, the voice of reasoning. We always look to give you a balanced approach. Please don't forget to smash that like button, as YouTube algorithm loves it, so more people can view our videos. Subscribe if you're new. Let's jump into it right now. Let's go. Right then, I think first things first is to look at the Ineos situation since they took over from the footballing operations back in January. Let's start with that because Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been having some statements out in the media that it's worth to take in consideration. Is number one, to take United back into the winning ways. Number two is the importance of resetting the culture. What is the DNA of Manchester United? Playing youth and promoting youth, and cut spendings and stuff based on the strategical review. And number three, to recruit the best-in-class people to take Manchester United back to winning ways. And these are people not in place as of yet because of garden leaves. And four is basically to sort of the revenues, what Sir Jim Ratcliffe was saying, that it is so important to get into Europa League, for revenues play an important part in how we can spend in the summer as well. And number five, the overall structure above the manager, saying that it's not always been the coach's fault. Hence, Dave Brailsford has been appointed and done his strategic review and recommendations. As far as what we know and what Ten Hag knows, he's aware that the review is being completed. They've told him he's part of the project to build a new team and recruitment for the next season. So, what has led this for the media to go on a witch hunt for Ten Hag's head? And if behind the scenes, Brailsford and Ten Hag have done the performance review and told him that you are part of it. So, what is really going on? This is what we're going to dive into, and this is what we are talking about. We're talking about a performance review to say, Ten Hag, what is the problem? Why haven't you been successful this season? You were successful last season. Well, what tools do you need to be successful? And basically, you know what? We give you all these tools, and this is what we expect from you to deliver by the end of the season. Can you do that? You got the job, right? You would like to think so, right? Let's continue.
You dare! Show me the money!
So clue number one is always following the money. Show me the money if you know what I'm talking about. It has always been the fact, no matter if you're a billionaire investing 27%, you do expect some return on investment. And if we're talking about the media, why they're going after Manchester United and specifically Erik ten Hag, this is a repeating cycle. It's a playbook that's been going on ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and the treatment of the media, the list goes on and on and on. We know that certain media like BBC, ESPN, not even to mention, Rob Dawson's and all them, has been going after Erik ten Hag ever since the January, and ever since they've been banned from the press conferences. They have an agenda. There are certain people that are in this industry that are not Manchester United supporters that do have editorials, and just creating headlines and clicks in social media creates a lot of money for them. So that's why they are doubling down. And that's what we think also, that the Guardian Steinberg report was also jumping the gun. In terms of money, Sir Jim Ratcliffe saying that, I invested, I'm not all about money. I made my money. I just want to make Manchester United great again. But at the end of the day, he also said making Europa League will definitely play a big part how we progress in the summer. So these are kind of my takes on it, the performance index and the pressure that's been put on Ten Hag. If you get us Europa League, we will discuss. And that's my take on it. And here's what you're getting confused. And it's getting very confusing and messy. So here we have the money, the media, the agenda. Here we have Sir Jim Ratcliffe's intention. And here we have nothing coming out from them at all. What is actually the truth? Let's find out. Let's dig more into clue number 2. Let's listen to Melissa Redding and Sky Sports News report.
Right, promise you more on the future of Erik Ten Haag at Manchest United. You'll know that reports came out before their FA Cup final win over Manchester City that he would be sacked no matter what happened at Wembley. I promised you Melissa Reddy as well, and here she is in the studio. Lots of conflicting bits of information about what Ten Haag is going to do and what United are going to do. What's the latest?
The review element of it is really intriguing because we have established that since Ineos took control of football operations at the club, Sir Dave Brailsford was engaging players and staff about the problems at United, both current and in recent history.
And that is exactly what I mentioned earlier. Dale Brailsford was appointed to do the overall strategic review, performance management, entire club and staff, including players, interviewing managers, and conducting a plan.
Bruno Fernandes has told us as much about these conversations in interviews. And then the technical director, Jason Wilcox, one of his key elements and tasks was to do a proper audit of training sessions, the relationship between the coaching staff and the dressing room, the game model, how the coaching staff interact with other areas of the club like recruitment, sports science. So all of these things smell like a review, sound like a review.
It is a review because Wilcox is technical director. The little time he had is actually to sort of look at the overall medical department. Why do we have all these injuries? What is the training regime and the playing style? Can it be proved? Can Ten Hag be worked with, from a cultural aspect as well? And it's not an audit, it's more of a review and a recommendation to the board as well.
Definitely, in essence, a review. Now, Erik Ten Hag himself told us that the review's already happened and his conversation with United's hierarchy has already happened. And he's off on holiday today.
So basically, that is already taking place. Ineos came in January. They got the keys to the kingdom. They took 90 days to do the overall review. And they met with Ten Hag. They gave him, he said, we are planning with you, Eric. Wilcox came on board, also developed a game plan and a model. And basically, they're going into the summer transfer window. They're planning for the summer tour and for the 2024-25 season campaign. Nothing's been said. Nothing is there. I mean, Omar Barada is not in place. Wilcox is there. But there's no Dan Ashwood as of yet. So they don't have all these people in place to actually call the shots. But it's normal that they do contingency planning. It's normal that they do, for every position, they have a contingency plan, meaning a succession plan. And this is pretty much what I think it's been going on. Melissa, back to you.
Now, contrary to all that knowledge, the club say that the review is now taking place. And there is a belief that they obviously don't want to put a dampener on the FA Cup celebrations because that was such a incredible victory from United against all the odds. The feeling around the club with the players, the staff was great, and they really, really needed that. And they don't want to be accused of the kind of callousness that we saw 8 years ago with Louis van Gaal. So if Erik Ten Hag believes the review has already happened, and we have all indications that it's already taken place, there is a question mark as to why the club would say it's only now happening. And part of that is probably, why would you make any announcements about any decision if the path forward is not totally concrete yet, if you haven't got...
Well, the path forward is not totally concrete as of yet because you don't have everyone on board. This is where the clue number 2 lies in. 100%. Why would you go and sack a manager if, you haven't even sorted out your sporting director? Your CEO doesn't even start until mid-July or June, July. So it does not really make sense to rip up that tree. You hear my drift. That's why Ten Hag has gone on holiday knowing that his job is secure. They've told him he's part of the project. Ten Hag has told him the media's time in media, 20 times at least. I'm part of the project. This is what they told me. I'm going on holiday. That's it.
Everything lined up. And that's the outstanding element.
And Ten Hag, as we were reporting 10 minutes ago, saying he wants a quick decision because he wants to either get on with things and win more trophies with Manchester United or win trophies with somebody else. Is he going to get a quick decision?
There's such a balance to be made here of appreciating that this is a human being, this is his employment that's in question, and he wants to continue. I've stated a few times on the channel that if he wanted to, amid all this uncertainty, he could have secured his long-term future with a...
Listen to this. I agree. You know, if he knew that his job was not safe, he could have gone to Bayern. He could have gone back to Ajax. He had some form of reinsurance to stay. I want to be here. I want to win trophies for you. And actually, I delivered a trophy for you and 70 million revenues in TV revenues for Europa League.
A very cushy move to Bayern Munich, which would have given him the instant opportunity for more silverware and to rebuild, and it would be great for his status. He wanted to stick it out at United. He didn't engage with any talks with Bayern because he said he wanted to concentrate on finishing the season strongly and on the FA Cup final. And we saw him concentrate. It did work a treat because the game plan was executed perfectly at Wembley.
So why was it so? Going back to what I mentioned, it's called performance review, performance management, and KPI, key performance indexes. We've spoken about the money. We've spoken about how important it is to get into Europa League. And I believe certainly they sat down and set certain key performance indexes. Say, Eric, if you get us Europa League, if you get us the trophy, that is your focus. Can you deliver this? This job is yours. You can go on holiday. And this is my thought. And maybe I cracked the Da Vinci Code here. Let me know what you think.
But he goes on holiday without knowing whether he will continue, whether he won't. Now, we've asked him for a few weeks, have you had any assurances from Ineos? And he's always said no, he doesn't need it. Yet, an interview came out in Dutch.
But he doesn't need it because they had behind the scenes talks. Again, everything is aligned, the plan. You know, you appoint the best in class people. And we're going to get into why they've been speaking to other agents and managers later on.
Media yesterday, where he said that the owners told him they want to continue and rebuild with him in charge. But that's juxtaposed by the fact that we know they've been meeting with the representatives of potential successors. And then you also had Sir Jim Ratcliffe's statement yesterday following the victory, you know, congratulating the players and the staff, but not particularly the coaching staff or Erik Ten Hag.
That was weird, and that's probably he slipped, you know, not mentioning it. You know, the thing is that in terms of speaking to other coaches and their agents, it's called contingency planning. It's basically, you know, same thing goes with recruitment. If Luke Shaw gets injured or we're selling on, we need to understand who is the best in class profile for him. The same thing is we have Ten Hag for another year, but what is the succession plan for Ten Hag after? We have a game plan, we have a style of play that we want to play, and I believe also that the, you know, that the availability of Kieran McKenna, you know, an ex-Manchester United legend, all of a sudden gets speaking to Chelsea. He wasn't supposed to be available, which led them to panic, but because I think that McKenna was part of the contingency plan, but not for now. And the same thing happened with Cristiano Ronaldo. If you remember that story, Cristiano Ronaldo, the done deal was done in 72 hours because he was linked to Manchester City, and we could not let an ex-legend go to a rival club. And I think this is exactly what happened. But Chelsea, at the other hand, they have scouted out the Zerbi, they scouted out the 3 different shortlisted managers. And you know what? At the end of the day, they look at the cultural fit. They're speaking to Tuchel, apparently. They're speaking to Mauricio Pochettino because he happened to be available, you know, on short notice. And it's their duty. They're just speaking at the moment. But at the end of the day, the plan is to stick with Ten Hag for now because it does not make sense because all the footballing operation directors are not in place as of yet.
Which is quite curious. We don't generally see that clubs like to give a shout out to their trophy winning managers. And he's also completely sidestepped any opportunity to give public backing to Erik Ten Haag.
Which is weird, right? They want to keep the tension, and that is again, show me the money. Because having to have this, the amount of media clicks and social media for Manchester United account on social media is still Glazenomics triggering it and running it. So it's not footballing operations. Just to have this tension and the unknown would generate so much clicks and revenue and advertisement for Manchester United. And that's probably why as well. It's just a theory. Let me know what you think.
Means what?
Which means that I think United are exploring how best they can proceed forward. The fact that they're having talks with the representatives of multiple candidates, so 2 men who have been previously considered by the club and who would snatch at the chance to manage Manchester United in Thomas Tuchel and Maurizio Pochettino. Then you have the very impressive Kieran McKenna, who's done a superb job with Ipswich and also has a very strong affinity to United, understands the club, the players, the politics.
And here we have Ten Hag that's been there 2 years, that established the cultural rebuild. They got rid of the player power, and winning Europa League changes everything. I think they wanted to go for the less experienced coach because they were back there. We're not going to get into Europa League. But now this changes everything, because next season is Europa League and you need an experienced manager. Kieran McKenna is not that experienced. He's not European pedigree. Thomas Tuchel does not fit the cultural fit in terms of what Ineos are looking for, the ethos. Maurizio Pochettino, he's not a person that we're just accepting to be a head coach. He wants to say.
Thomas Frank, I'm told that that's an incomplete list because of the
Thomas Frank is just rumor.
Ever-changing managerial landscape this summer. For example, just a few days ago, no one would have thought that Pochettino would be on the agenda anywhere because there wasn't the expectation that he would be departing Chelsea. So I think once they have a firmer understanding of what's going to happen there, can they get their ideal candidate? Is it financially viable?
Which is not, because if you're going to get rid of Ten Hag, you got to pay at least £10 million plus the entourage and the coaching stuff that comes with it. To get Kieran McKenna will cost you another 4 or 5 million, and plus to get his coaching stuff as well. So it's not financially viable. So they're going to look at everything, but it's more for me to look at the succession planning, just in case this didn't happen. Okay?
You know, all those considerations, then we will have an announcement. But from everything that Erik Ten Haag has told us, from the fact that we've not had any public declaration from United themselves on Ten Haag, says that if they were minded to keep him, we would have heard something. However, I think they're still leaving that option on the table, because if they cannot get their outstanding candidate, or even maybe the second choice, or if the numbers add up, then they might decide that it is worth pursuing one more season with Ten Hag.
Exactly. So this is where we stand at the moment. I think it's enough to hear what Melissa Redding has said, because the rest is just speculations. It comes down to logic and reasoning and what business matters is. Of course, they're exploring different opportunities just in case, but winning Europa League changes everything. I mean, the FA Cup win is everything. There's 70 million in the bank guaranteed. There's 70 million, and Ten Hag got that over the line, right? So, again, it comes down to, how do I say, recruiting the best-in-class people, right? The best-in-class coach. Is McKenna the one? No, I don't think so. Is De Zerbi the one? No, I don't think so. Is Thomas Tuchel the one? No, he doesn't fit the culture fit. Maurizio Pochettino, not either. So, of course, they are talking to the agents to explore just in case. Ten Hag is left on holidays. They still haven't had in place all the footballing directors, so they can't make a decision. And doesn't really make sense, because you have a summer transfer window coming up very, very soon. Oh, I just want to know the truth. Mick, what is the truth?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So according to this tweet that came out, apparently the overall review is to look at the 2 years tenure he's been here so far with the club. He came in his first year, he finished third, he won a cup, he took us to another FA Cup final, and we lost it. This season, we finished 8th, we won the FA Cup final, and we had 46 different types of injuries, which is very interesting. So I want to add this to the stage as well, what Ten Hag had to say about this whole situation. Let's go, Eric. Let's play what Eric.
When I took over, it was a mess at United. And we are on our way to construct a team for the future. And that will go with ups and downs. And what you see is the team is developing, the team is winning. We are on our way to construct a team for the future. And that will go with ups and downs. And what you see is the team is developing, the team is winning.
And that's it. No, you got to take back to clue 1. What is the cultural reset? What is what Ten Hag is doing and what Sir Brailsford and Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants? They want to bring back the Manchester United DNA with youth, with kids. And he's been developing it, you know. He's brought out Garnacho, he brought out, you know, Hoyland, he brought out Kobe Mainoo. He's got so many teams, youth academy players cooking at the moment. And that is a key moment, right? Because that saves money for the club as well.
In the end of the day, it's about winning trophies. And a team also plays to an identity. But you need the players to be available.
You need to have players available. If you look at the under 18s and under 21, they've been playing Erik Ten Hag's style, right? But he's got a point, and he's been always saying that, you know, injuries has played a big part. But as soon as I have a full fit squad, you will see a different style of play. And we saw that he delivered that when we beat Manchester City in the FA Cup final, right in front of your eyes, the Ineos delegation.
And you need a strong squad in top football, and especially when you play in England, Europe, Premier League, so competitive. So you need very good squad, and you need players available in that squad. And there is still a lot of work to do, but we are exactly where we are. We have a value in the squad, and we have high potentials who progressing very good. The team is progressing, and we're winning trophies. 2 trophies in 2 years is not bad. 3 finals is not. When I took.
So 3 finals is not bad either. So basically, exactly what he's saying here, Ten Hag, you know, and this is the performance management and review that he's been having with the Del Brailsford and Wilcox. 100%. You know, we are on the right path. This is a project. This is the plan. This is what we want to achieve. And this is the way forward for the next step as well. How do we elevate? Why would you rip out that with Kieran McKenna or something else to start over again? It does not really make sense. We are on the right path. So this is my take on it. What Ten Hag is saying, what Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been saying, what Melissa Redding is saying, what other media is saying. So what is actually the truth? Let's find out.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So sometimes the truth is skewed. Sometimes the details are hidden. The devil are in the details. So what we've done here in this video is just to following the dots, following the money, following the media reports. And what we're presenting here is my logical thinking. And at the end of the day, we want to hear what your opinion are. So we looked at the initial statements from, you know, Jim Ratcliffe, what he wants to do, the rebuild, the best-in-class people and the footballing operation people. They are not really there as of yet. They're going to be available now in the middle of the summer where the transfer window starts, and then we start playing Premier League again. Within 2 months, we're going to go on tour. So for me, that point says it all. Like, you know, you cannot get a manager in that quick time to be part of the process, to be part of the preseason tour and everything else. So that goes out the window 100%. Point number 2, is down to the media agenda, right? It's been there, it's evidentially there. The certain media apparatus wanted Ten Hag sacked. It's been part of the 18-month cycle. If you just go back in time, ever since David Moyes was appointed up to now, two 18 months, and they bigging up the manager and then they tear him down. So this is what has been going on here. I think also that the Steinberg report was jumping the gun. That didn't happen, and Ten Hag won the trophy. Point number 3 again is the overall performance management and the review. It's been already taking place. Ten Hag has gone on holiday. He's been informed that everything is hunky-dory. He actually saved them, or actually got them 70 million in the bank and plus a Europa League spot, which was a qualification for him to continue with the squad for next season. Do you get my drift? And point number 3 as well, again, it's come down to succession planning. I think it was a trigger of event that Mauricio Pochettino all of a sudden was available, and Kieran McKenna was also available, and also De Zerbi that are also announced being available, that triggered this line of events that they have to do the due diligence. They have to speak at least to these delegates to hear them out. But deep down inside, the decision has already been made. And what that is going to be? Well, the devil is in the details. You tell me that makes no sense within 2 weeks to appoint a new manager, to be there ASAP, to be part of something that's already been planned weeks ago, months ago. That is my truth. That is my opinion, and my opinion alone. As a matter of fact, I put out a tweet here right now, yesterday, what I've been finding out. So this is my truth, my conclusion. It might be different from yours, but this is what I've come to conclusion, that this changes everything. Ten Hag delivered a trophy and a place in Europa League, which gives the club and Sir Jim Ratcliffe what they always wanted, 75 million euros that will be available in the transfer window. The performance management and the talks were held with Ratcliffe and Brailsford and Sir Jim Ratcliffe weeks ago already, and that review has been completed. The talks with other managers was just in case he didn't deliver the trophy and the money. The fans supported him, and as a matter of fact, the poll has been done. They are backing Ten Hag by 75%. That was clearly evidential at Wembley, where Sir Jim Ratcliffe was there, available to hear the support for the manager. That is also a deciding factor. So, let's hope that the Ineos board, they apparently are getting together to review everything, is what they say now is the review. But I think it's more to put the card on the table, to actually put a statement forward. This is what we're going to do. What is going on with Ashford? When is going to start? Omar Barada is starting in the middle of the summer. We are back in pre-season tour within 4 weeks. I don't think this is feasible. And for them to spend money to get this done with a tight budget, I don't think they're going to do that either. But this is my opinion, and of course this has been Mick Ruby with a voice of reasoning, presenting you some feasible facts. But at the end of the day, I want to hear your opinion. Do you think that this might be the case? Do you want Ten Hag to continue 1 more year, or do you still want to see him gone? Let me know in the comment section below, and thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, as we are on a road to 30,000 subscribers. Thank you. I had my say, and hopefully I made you a better day. See you later to the next video. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow us on the socials.